are doing a quick de-winterization of the base camp today. Starting kind of with everything open. So we've got the freshwater tank door open. We've got the outdoor shower door open at this point, and then the back door and the side door are open as well.
So this should be super fast.
Relatively, yeah. So we did move all the pillows and everything over here, just make that a faster ordeal. So the first thing we're gonna do is hook up city water so that we can flush all of the antifreeze out of the system. I made a mistake. I didn't close our valves first before turning on the city water. So I'm gonna shut those down, and then we'll turn the water back on and start running water through the system. So now we've got the water on and the system is pressurized. So we're starting on city water just to flush the lines. And I'm gonna start with the kitchen sink here. So we'll turn that on, let that flush for a minute. So that line is looking clear now. So I'm gonna flip that. So we need to do the toilet. So I'll do that next. It's gonna run pink for a second. And it's running pretty clear now. I'm gonna give it just another second though. Okay, so we're gonna run the shower now. So we'll run it clean. I do have the outdoor shower door open because as we get to cleaning out the fresh tank, we'll stick the shower hose through there. It's running relatively clear. I'm gonna pause it for a second, get rid of that. So running clear. Just make sure we're running clear on both sides, but all right. So we're running clear on both sides, hot and cold. So this can get hung back up for a while. Because it's dripping and I don't feel like dealing with wet, I'm gonna put it outside. And I'm gonna run the kitchen sink one last time. I forgot to flip it over to hot. So I'm gonna do that really quick, and I just sprayed myself because of the pressure. Okay. All right, so now that we have everything clear of antifreeze, we can kick the valves over so that water will run through the Truma again. Once the Truma has water flowing through it, we can turn on the gas and run water through that and make sure everything's functioning there as well as with the heater. All right, so we're gonna get water moving through the Truma again so that we can test it, and then we'll get the fresh tanks going. So the valve for the Truma that just needs to be opened up is right here. So we flip that open. I can actually hear water going into the Truma now. And so I can shut this. So we'll get the gas on in just a minute and then be able to test the Truma, make sure we're getting hot water. That'll also allow us to test the heat because in Colorado today, it's about 40 degrees. Even though I'm wearing a Hawaii hat, that's just wishful thinking. So we're gonna turn the gas on so we can test the hot water. I'm gonna pull this hose out because we are replacing it this season.
What do we get?
We got a 50-foot 0G hose.
That's exciting.
Where's our carabiner? That's fine, that works. So, pull this out. We're just gonna set it back here for now. And we should have gas. Since we're on this one, we'll open that tank, yep. So we're good on gas. We're gonna go flip on. Probably like 90% of Airstream owners, I have no idea, or Basecamp owners, I guess, but I have no idea other than, good. We have no power to, battery is good, but I have no power right now to my Truma system. So I'm kind of glad we're not camping today because it's freezing out and I don't currently have a way to turn on the heater. So we're just gonna take a quick look, see if there's maybe something disconnected. Oh, this face pops off like that. And everything is connected. Looks like we'll have another project to do soon. So I won't be able to test the hot water or the heat today. So while I was not filming, I was trying to figure out why my Truma wasn't working. We had to go grab a funnel at Lowe's anyway. And while that was going on, I was able to, I'll turn the lights on. I jumped into the breaker box and didn't see anything, tripped. So ultimately went to just the power source. I cut the batteries for about a minute. I flipped them back on, and then I got a working Truma. I am now running the heat, and it is pushing hot air. So we're gonna run into the trailer and test out the hot water. And by the way, this is the worst sink in history of every RV ever. So it's impossible to know if up is hot or down is hot unless you remember from the last time. All right, so quarter cup. Kind of slow and nice so I don't drip it everywhere. So we'll turn on the water real quick and start filling the fresh tank. That's good. This is probably very uninteresting. So now we're just gonna run the pump and start running water through the system a little.
So just to confirm, we are at 100.
Okay. Turn the pump on, let it run for a second. So I'm gonna run some of this through and into the black tank, but then we're gonna turn on the shower head and run it outside. Get your face away from it while it's spraying bleach everywhere. From in here, I'm gonna let you turn the shower on from inside.
Okay.
So that I can kind of aim the shower head. Give me just a second to get out there. I took off the shower head, so it'll just kind of flow. And we'll let that run and empty the tank out, and then we'll put some more fresh in and run it again. So I'm gonna open up the drain valves here, just to save some effort. You gotta turn the pump off first though. All right. We'll let that drain. I feel like we didn't get everything kind of finished up there, but just a quick recap. We got all the antifreeze out of the lines. After the antifreeze was out of the lines, we went and did a flush of the water system. So a little bit of bleach, about a quarter of a cup, and then ran that through. Once that had run through, we drained out the fresh tank. Refilled the fresh tank, ran an additional tank through, and then allowed that to drain off as we drove out. Beyond that, we did a test of the heater and the hot water. And then we left the tank open, the valves open when we took the trailer back to storage. And then we lifted a little bit high just to get it drained out while it's at storage. So we are now de-winterized. We are ready for our first trip coming up in about, I guess, 3 weeks here down to southern Colorado. We're excited to go.